listen. Let's start over, guys, okay? Let's start over from the beginning, okay? What I'm saying is everything on the store right now should be free. Just completely accessible. And instead of that, we should have a better storefront that has specific devs who work on specific skins that look much better and actually do stuff for your character, and they should be around the same price, or maybe even some crazy premium ones that are more expensive, because this is video gaming in 2023 and Square Enix needs to pay people. So have a crazy $60 skin that completely changes your character to this crazy awesome character, and then you have some $10 or $15 skins that do what normal skins do in normal games. And we shouldn't be spending $7 for drinking tea. What do you mean by they do stuff? They give you emotes that are only specific to that skin. They give you, maybe, I don't know, people like to roleplay in this game, so have like a pirate set that gives you a bunch of pirate emotes. It gives you pirate attire. You get a little ship you can ride on. And all of your animations, when you hit enemies, coins fly out. Stuff like that. And a shoulder parrot. And you get all that for 20 bucks. Or 30 bucks. No, there's no pay to win. There's never been pay to win. I'm not saying there should be pay to win. Yeah, I mean, that sounds more like a bundle. That's not really what I mean. I'm talking more like the League of Legends skins, where like your abilities look different because you're a pirate. So now when you hit enemies, water splashes out because you're in a pirate costume. Not necessarily like you get a mount and you get a this and you get a that, but like, you know, the skin itself does more. Extra sparkles on your spell, yeah, stuff like that. Bundling it with like mounts and stuff, yeah, that gets into more bad territory because people want parts and stuff. I mean, you can do it where you can buy each individual part of the bundle, but that's neither here nor there. This is for everyone's benefit, because for me, I think that as a game designer, Square Enix is losing a lot of money having $15 skins that do nothing on a storefront that looks ancient. Can we all agree with that at least? That Square Enix could easily be making more money if they had a better storefront with more quality stuff on it. I think we can all agree with that. So I'm saying, is there a way for Square Enix to make more money on this game, but also have it be a more benefit to the players? And my solution to that, whether or not you guys agree with it or not, is fine. But my solution to that is to have specific skin designers work on really cool skins, like League of Legends does. Where they actually sit down and say, let's make a pirate-inspired theme. And then they go in and they do all this stuff to make a really awesome, not just a dress, but, you know, a real themed thing that you can purchase. And given how big role-playing is in this game, I feel like it would make sense to do stuff like that. To have, you know, this game has different regions, so have like, they kind of had some dresses that were like far north, eastern, whatever, but have like a, if there's like a snow village, have like a skin inspired by the snow village, where your abilities have snowflakes plopping off of them when you use an ability and stuff, you know? Bro, I'm just thinking out loud, man. I'm not saying like I'm calling up Square Enix and saying, do this, I hate the 14 community. I'm just talking out loud. I just saw the storefront for the first time. I'm genuinely asking, would this be a better thing to do? I'm having a conversation. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I'm not saying I'm wrong or right. I'm just having a conversation about it. I can only talk about what I've seen so far. I can't just sit here and say, okay, guys, I'm going to give 0 opinions until I've played the game for 400 hours. So you guys just sit there and watch me play, and I'm going to say nothing for 400 hours. And then once I've seen and understood everything about the game, then I'll talk. Like, I have to give my opinions as I play. So this is my opinion right now. For how far we've been in the game, for everything I've seen so far, I personally feel like the storefront is extremely expensive and extremely dated. And they could do a much better job having a storefront that someone like me, who's only played for a few hours, be like, oh, I'll pick this thing up for $2. That looks cool. You know? Instead, I'm like, and it seems like you guys are in agreement. Like, everyone just ignores the store. Well, then it's not a good store. There are ways to have stores in games that actually benefits everyone. You know what I mean? Like, there should be... The store should be good enough to where if I'm really enjoying the game, I can plop on the store and be like, I want this thing. And then I buy it for $2, and then it genuinely improves my experience. You know? But, like, it seems like everyone's telling me, yeah, just ignore the store. Well, then the store has failed in its ability to improve the game and give Square Enix money. You know? Like, it's genuinely a failure of a store if everyone's just saying, ignore it. What do you mean I have a me versus the Final Fantasy XIV community? What are you talking about? I'm literally just saying the store sucks. I said nothing about the Final Fantasy XIV community. Why do people come in here and just make, like, these crazy overarching things that they think my opinion... Like, no, get out. Why would you say something like that? It's insane. I'm literally just talking about the storefront. Took longer than I thought. This is Christ, though. This is someone in our community that's been here forever. You know I don't hate the Final Fantasy XIV community. Why would you say something like that? It's such a mean thing to say. I don't understand why you would say that. If you hate the store, ignore it. If you don't, don't. But that's my argument, is like, it's a bad store. From a game development perspective, I feel like they could have done a better job making the store support everyone. You know? I truly think they could have done a better job supporting the 14 community and supporting their wallets. That's fine. I don't think it's probably not a very good idea. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, would it be better to have more well-designed skins on the store? That's all I said. I said, would it be better to have more well-designed skins on the store? And my response was, the Final Fantasy XIV community would hate that. And then I asked, why would the Final Fantasy XIV community hate that? And I got a crazy amount of answers that were like all over the place. So I was just defending the idea. I was literally just answering people's questions. Every topic has a bias of, oh, they're gonna come after me for this? Like what? What have I said? You're crazy. But yeah, like I just said, would it be better? And everyone said the 14 community would hate that. So I was just genuinely curious as to why the 14 community would hate that. And people were saying like, they don't want to be paywalled. Well, my response to that is they already are paywalled. So I was just keeping the, just saying it as I see it. People are already paywalled. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, like, if we had Yeah, I see what you're saying. If we had super exorbitant, crazy, awesome skins on the store, it would be much harder to ignore the store. But I don't know, man. I feel like kind of like what sorry, I lost your name. Pet Lamb said, I feel like most people are either going to ignore the store or buy stuff from the store. You know what I mean? Like, you're either in or out, regardless of how nice the skins are. But maybe not. Perhaps, I mean, like I said, if I had seen some super amazing skin, maybe I would have bought it, so. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, almost like I feel like there just shouldn't be a store. That's kind of where the Battle Pass idea came in, because I don't really understand why you even have a store if it's that bad. And to make the argument that, like, oh, well, then you can ignore it, well, then just don't have one. If your idea is we want to make the fans as happy as possible, then just don't have a store. Just make everything that's on the store right now accessible. Make it so I can do a side quest, and through the side quest I unlock the sipping tea emote. You know, like the good old-fashioned days when you could actually unlock stuff. If that's your idea, is to, like, let's make the store so bad that people can easily ignore it. Like, that's stupid. Just have it not be a store. Just have everything be unlockable, and then the fans will love you. Or do like a battle pass thing where it's really cheap, and the more you play, the more you unlock. I know that everyone hates battle passes, and I know you'd probably hate battle passes in this game, but I'm just saying that that's a more, if your whole goal is to just have everything be as accessible as possible, then that's a better solution than just having it all stuck on an awful store that no one wants to even think about. Because, you know, imagine if you really want the sip tea emote. Like, that would just be perfect. You have a character that it would perfectly fit for, and, you know, you really want that specific emote. If it's available to you through a side quest, all you gotta do is go find that side quest and unlock it. If it's a battle pass, you just need to buy the battle pass and get up to the whatever tier where it unlocks, right? But with this system, you're just paying $7 and that's it. You got no other choice. There's nothing else you can do. So, like, if you're looking for something specific, this is kind of the worst way to do it. Veteran rewards. Oh, I think I saw that. But that's for being subbed for a certain amount of time. That's not, like, for playing. So it's not really a battle pass. That's more of like a frequent flyers miles. That's more of a, you've already paid us a bunch, here's a free little doohickey. Better stuff for the store would mean less dev time on the actual game, and people would hate that. See, now that's a good argument. That I feel like, and I mean, the way I said it was more of like, let's hire some new people to do it, but that still means less money going into the game. So that, I mean, that's a good argument. That's a much better argument to me than it's paywalled, because like it's already paywalled. Everything's already paywalled. That makes more sense to me. That makes more, that is why, like, I can understand the player base being angry if they're suddenly hiring a bunch of people to make super exorbitant skins, even if they are really cool, because obviously they've put a lot of work into the DLCs in this game, and it's paid off because people really love the DLCs. So yeah, I mean, when I brought up the Battle Pass thing, it was more from a Square Enix perspective. Like, they would make way more money through that. I mean, if we're talking from Square Enix's point of view, if they're just trying to make money, then it's Battle Pass all the way. I won't even, there isn't even an argument. They would make so much money if they did that. Luckily, they're not. But, like, if we're talking just money, yeah, 100%. That would be huge. You would get a huge section of the fan base on board. I mean, it'd be like Genshin Impact. It'd be Genshin Impact without the frickin' loot boxes, without the pulls, the wishes. God, could you imagine if they put wishes in this game? Could you imagine if they went like full Genshin Impact and you had to like, they did like a wish system for armor skins? That's how you ruin the game. I'm actually, I'm kind of curious now that you bring up like how, I don't mean this in a negative way, but like how fickle the 14 community is, in that like they're so passionate about the game that any little change makes them very upset. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. Like, it makes sense to me. People are passionate about this game. They've put thousands and thousands of hours into it. I feel the same way about like zombies, for example. I've put thousands and thousands of hours into zombies. To see them ruin the new game makes me very upset. So like, I can understand why they're that way. But given how fickle they are, you do bring up a good point. If they were to implement a battle pass, maybe they don't even make money. Maybe so many people quit that they don't even make money. Like, they actually just completely ruin the game just by implementing one. Even if it was like $5. Or even if it was included. Even if it was included in your monthly subscription. Maybe people would still be so upset. They'd just be like, nope, I heard the words battle pass, I'm out. I'm no Fortnite player. You know? You might be right. I'm genuinely interested. Like, if we could do a poll of all the 14 players, how many people would just straight up quit if you saw the words battle pass in an update? Even if it was like free. There's a free battle pass, but it's PvP linked. I don't know how many people play PvP in this game. A lot? A lot. Some people are like a lot, other people are like, wait, there's PvP? You wouldn't quit if the stuff were free? Nothing's ever free. I've played games with free battle passes. They're just kind of like a FOMO, you know, if you don't play enough, you'll lose this thing and it'll never come back, but you don't pay for it. It's just a way to get you to play more. I'm trying to think of a game that, I mean, there's a lot of games that do free versions of battle passes and then paid versions. But I know I've played a few games that have a completely free battle pass. Where the whole idea is just incentivizing you to play, not to pay. Something like that could work, but again, given how fickle the community is, there is a good chance that some people would quit just from the words battle pass. They'd be like, nope, you're changing my game. I hate it. Which, I mean, like I said, you know, I do feel that way about some games. Where it just feels like I think that when people play a game for so long, they start to feel very entitled. And again, I don't mean that in a negative way. It's more of just like, I've been a part of this community for so long that I feel like my opinions should matter. And so when the company just immediately 180s and does something that's totally against the community, they like get very upset and potentially just quit. Even if it's like better for the game or not necessarily bad for the game, just the fact that it's being changed at all makes them feel betrayed, you know? I don't think the game needs fixing, but it seems like the general consensus is that that store blows. And I was just thinking, like, how do we fix the store? But, you know, like you said, maybe it doesn't need fixing. Maybe it's nice that you can just ignore it. But that can't be good from Square Enix's standpoint. They don't want their store to be ignored. There's got to be a way to fix it in a way that doesn't screw with the community. Or maybe just put in a search function at the very least. Yeah, maybe. Do you guys think that there are some games that keep stuff like that bad on purpose? I've played games in the past where it feels like they keep stuff bad on purpose for one reason or another. And this could be one of those moments where it's like the community is happy with the fact that the store sucks, and maybe Square Enix kind of has a finger on that pulse, and they're like, you know what, let's just keep it bad. Because we still got the whales buying stuff, but if we change it, the community's going to hate it. So let's just keep it in this odd position. I think that there's an incentive to make it good. Because whether or not you guys agree or disagree, I do think that they would make some money if they had better skins and a search function. Maybe not like what I said with like premium skins, but better skins. Yeah, that's the real question though. Are they that self-aware or are they that incompetent? You know? Is Square Enix so incompetent that they can't fix their crappy store and it just happens to work out for the community? Or do they actually know that bad is good and they're leaving it bad on purpose? I don't know. I find it hard to believe that, but maybe. Yeah, that's the real question. Where are the NFTs? I mean, we know they got them. Why aren't they on the store? Where's my NFTs? Yeah, maybe. Well, I'm really glad we had this discussion. It's really interesting to hear your guys' point of view, because, like I said, in a general sense, it would make sense that you make the store better and more people buy from it. But this is a really interesting circumstance where, like, having the store be dated almost kind of helps it in a way. Which is really interesting. And I would have never known that if you guys didn't tell me, you know. I would have never known. Just playing this from as an outsider who is not part of the community just kind of looks at it and goes, why is this so bad? If they made this better, more people would buy stuff. But it definitely seems like Final Fantasy XIV does have this very big stance on FOMO and wanting to keep it completely out of the game, which is good. I think they kind of want to keep it as this experience that you can get and do anything with enough time and effort. It does make me feel like they should just close the store, though. Do you guys agree with that? Why not just close the store and put all the stuff through side quests? If the whole idea is like, oh, it's so bad that everyone ignores it, I just close it. Close it and make the stuff available, and the fan base will be really happy. Do you think it's because they just have some whales that go through the terrible store to buy stuff? It's got to just be whales, right? Yeah. I feel like what happened is that I feel like what happened is they had a meeting And they were like, all right, guys, what are we going to do about this store? Because it's really outdated and, like, the community hates it. What are we going to do? And some guy was like, you know what? Let's close down the store. Let's just give everything out to the players, and we'll develop a new way to make money through some other thing. And then some other guy was like, well, you know, we do make some money on the store from some people. And I do like money. And then they were all like, yeah, I mean, I like money too. Money's cool. And so I just left it. Like, but if we update the store, then everyone's going to hate us. And then someone's like, just don't update it. Just, that gives us less work. That makes them happy. And we still get money. It's the perfect deal. So, you know, less work for them. Money overall. Let's move on to the NFTs. You know, we got time. We got time not fixing the Final Fantasy XIV store. Let's look into some NFTs. So wait a second. You said they updated the store. Did they actually update like the UI slightly but not change anything else? Like, they didn't make the store better, but they just updated the UI slightly? That's got to be proof right there, then, that they knew what they were doing. If they took the time to update it, but they didn't make it better or, like, easier to... like more accessible or anything. That's proof to me right there that they were like, you know what? Let's just keep it as like a whale bait, but not push it anymore. Keep it bad. That's such a weird thing to think of, but I mean, it's kind of the truth. They do kind of let's be honest though, they do kind of push it though, because when I went to sleep it said, do you want to try on outfits? So I mean, that's kind of pushing it. I imagine that's something that annoys the community, right? I imagine that kind of annoys the community. The fact that when you go to sleep it says, do you want to dream about outfits? Oh, that's new? Oh no, guys. Oh no. We're on our way. That's the first step. They're slowly implementing it. They're getting us with, they're slow rolling us. They're starting with that. They're gonna slowly implement more. Until you open up the game and it just hits you with storefront. It's coming. Okay, but surely they didn't want it when they go to sleep. They probably wanted it when they were already on the store. Not as like a dialogue option that comes up when you go to sleep. That's probably the only way they could do it though, because the store is so horribly implemented. It's on a separate page that you couldn't, that was the only way they could show you the clothes on your character. Honestly, and again, this goes towards what you guys were saying before with like, let's make the store bad on purpose. But honestly, I find it wild that this game does not have an in-game store. That's insanity. In 2023, the most popular MMO, is it still the most popular? It was at one point. The most popular MMO doesn't even have an in-game storefront. That's insanity. And it feels like it feels like it had to have been a purposeful decision to do that. To keep it separate. To make sure that the fan base stays happy. And that's honestly really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. It really is. From an outsider's perspective, from an outsider's perspective, it's weird playing a game like this without an in-game store. But from the community's perspective, that's really cool. That this game has been going on for this long, and they continue to say it's going to be separate. We know our community. We know what our community wants. We're keeping it separate. It's honestly really cool. What is that? Oh yeah, the interview. Yeah. No, dude, yeah, man, that's really cool. It really is. And that answers my question. Why not do a more extravagant store with specific developers that make specific skins? That's why. Because Yoshi P, the main man, is against that. He would not want a developer specifically working on skins because he doesn't even want the store to be in the game. He wants it to be completely separate from the game. So that answers my question 100%. That makes sense to me. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I'm really glad we had this discussion because before people were saying like, because it's paywalled, and that didn't make sense to me because it's like things are already paywalled. That makes sense to me. Now I have a better grasp of the design thought process behind this game, and it gives me a much bigger appreciation for it. It's really cool. That is really, really cool. Now I won't be saying anything like, why not have better skins? Because now it makes sense to me. Now the core idea and values of this game makes sense to me. And man, that's really interesting to me too, because before I started playing this, given that it has this notoriety as being the most popular MMO, at least for a time, I thought it would be more like that. I thought it'd be shoving skins in my face. I thought it'd be shoving microtransactions in my face, or et cetera, you know? So it's cool to know that it's not just because they're incompetent. It's because that's the way they wanted to make the game. And I'm really glad we talked this out, because I want my community watching this to know that, because a lot of people that are watching this Let's Play have never played this and have never played MMOs in general, and wanted to watch this, being a fan of the rest of the series, wanted to watch this to see what 14 was all about. And now I can tell you, hey, listen, YouTube person who has only played Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 and has never played 14, this game has a core value of appreciating its fan base and not just pushing microtransactions and pushing a storefront, but being player first. So if you're looking for an MMO, but you're put off by how greedy they can be, maybe this is a good start, you know? And now I can say that to everyone that's watching this on YouTube and stuff, you know? That's really cool. I'm glad you guys told me that. And I'm glad I asked the question. As cringy as it may have sounded at first, because I didn't understand the fan base or understand the values of this game, you gotta ask it if you want the answer, right? No, I want to let this guy hold this crate for a little long. Dude, he's getting ripped. Welcome to Horizon. Ours is a trading settlement that sees goods in from the port of Esper Bay to the west, and trade we do. Nary a day goes by that Horizon isn't bustling with some manner of merchants and officials. They keep us running about busy, they do, enough so that I wish I could have chokeboat legs in place of my own. That's why I've asked Momodi to send me any souls looking for work. I'm a soul. 12 know there is plenty of it to be done around here. Speak to me again when you're ready to make yourself of some use. Work at those back muscles. I win! I got 3,000 experience just for talking to Dad. Yeah, in you know, Fantathon is a casual let's play of all the games, and so we're approaching these games as a casual player who doesn't understand the general outside community and, you know, what you would, someone that's played the game for thousands of hours would just already know. And like I said, a lot of people that are watching don't know this stuff. And so it's important to talk about it, because otherwise they're gonna play and not understand that and have the same question I had of like, why does the store suck? Why isn't this game doing what all the other games do, you know? So just a shame that a casual run of this game would be all the way to Endwalker. How do you what? That's DLC. That's not a casual playthrough of the original game. That's all DLC. That's like 200 hours. That's not a casual playthrough. Having said that, I myself is probably going to play all that, but it's all main story, but it was added later. It's still DLC, even if it connects to the main story. That's like saying a casual playthrough of Final Fantasy VII is playing Final Fantasy VII and playing Dirge of Cerberus and playing Crisis Core and watching Advent Children. Like, it's all main story, but it was added afterwards. Listen, I understand. You want me to play Endwalker. That's all I've heard for the past 4 years, is people telling me, for the love of God, play Endwalker. If you only play the regular game and you don't play the DLC, I'm going to smite you where you sit. Don't worry, I'm going to, okay? Promise. You don't have to try to con me into it. I'm going to play it. Promise. It so happens that I have a situation that must be resolved post-haste, and I do mean post-haste. I'm plumb out of premium product, and my latest order is yet to arrive. Oh no, not the premium product. If I keep my customers waiting any longer, this could irrevocably damage my reputation. What's worse, I paid my man in advance for his services. Despite his assurances that it would be a simple affair, I've heard nothing since he departed for Copperbelt Mines days ago. Find Drunken Stag. Well, there's your problem. I have located your problem. You asked Drunken Stag to do it. think of the children. What do you want? Dad-ass product? He can send me all the notices he likes, but it won't change a thing. The concern is close to mine due to some incident in the depths. It's a shame, too. Lost a decent haul just over yonder during all the chaos. Wow. What a quest. The product you heard Dada going on about is a valuable gemstone known as raw nashicite. Wait, that sounds like it's from 12. I managed to dig up a goodly amount. I thought he said godly, but it's goodly amount just before the mines were closed off, actually. Packed it up and hauled it out even, but then the 12 damned goblins came along. Not like any goblins I'd seen before, and hungry only for good rocks. They had eyes for my gemstones, so I had no choice but to oblige. The stone torches had their hands full of evacuating the mine, so they ignored the beasts. Even now, they're only concerned with keeping people out. Please, friend, if you're willing to face the goblins, would you bring me back my nashicite? They've probably eaten it by now. They're eating him. And then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god. Is that a bomb? I think sweet. Look how bright it is. That's a sweet looking bomb. Oh yeah, I've already seen a lot of it. I've heard that this game... We talked earlier about how this game does so much of a better job fitting in the Final Fantasy series than 11 did. But I'm seeing it more and more the more I play. But I already felt that way before even we got this far. These things look hilarious. Did you just say that's a sweet looking mom? Yes. I actually said bomb, but I wish I said mom. Okay, carry on. Trying to figure out if, when you're fighting an enemy, if you move, if it takes them longer to attack you. Like, is it better to kite, or does it not matter? Because like an 11, it barely mattered. They would just hit you from a mile away. Or hit you as they're turning. Little baby bomb. Oh, I got a new ability, by the way. Forgot to check it out. Wait, have I not gotten any of these yet? Okay. Converts a portion of physical damage dealt into HP. It seems like running around enemies makes them attack you a bit slower, but it's hard to tell. It seems like they have to turn to hit me. But whether or not it's actually wasting time, it's hard to tell. Yeah, you can confirm things. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I'm being a lot more lenient with this game because it's an MMO. I just don't necessarily want people telling me what to do all the time, which is pretty much just a general Twitch thing. But in terms of like answering questions and stuff, like feel free. I will let you know if I don't want to know something. Thank you for asking, I appreciate that. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, so. I like that there's, I like that there's little nuances to the combat. I had mentioned earlier that you can't cancel auto attacks, which obviously makes this the worst game ever made. But, there are some other small nuances, like spinning around the enemy, and also, like, the, being at the side or the back, getting out of the damage ranges to dodge attacks, and, like, having multiple abilities going at once. So there are some nuances, you're not... But, like, my issue before was more of like a very small, it wasn't even an issue, I was more of just pointing it out, but a lot of action games have things with abilities and auto attacks to help min-maxers, where if you are waiting on an auto attack, if an auto attack is about to go off, it can be more beneficial to wait for the auto attack and then use your ability and cancel the back end of the auto attack, or even if you can't cancel it, just allow the auto attack to go through before you use your action. But in this game, it doesn't matter because your auto attacks just go off anyways. So when it comes to min-maxing, like in between abilities, it's literally the best choice just to spam the button so that it goes off as soon as possible, because you don't need to wait on your auto attack. Which I would just prefer it to not be that way, because otherwise, like, if we're trying to be completely optimal, I have to sit here and mash the button. It's just something where it's like the optimization could be nicer if I had to wait on auto attacks, but it's not a big deal or like makes the game any worse. It's just something I pointed out. And of course people went crazy because I pointed out something that could potentially be negative, but it's just something I was pointing out. It's one way to take a combat system that isn't super deep and easily give it a more optimized feel. But this game doesn't do that. Okay, I have a couple things to equip now. I have a new hat. Wow, that looks gorgeous. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Alright, I gotta figure out how to make this look like my starting equipment, because this is ugly. Actually, it looks kind of comfy, though. Comfy sweater. In the desert. But that, you know, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to pay attention to it later because you have a lot of other things going on. But if you're skilled enough to pay attention to it, then you get that just little bit more optimization, you know. Like, it's definitely, I don't think it would ever be a bad thing. Just not necessarily something that's needed. But it could help the early game feel a bit more like you're in control of your damage, you know. go. Oh, did he have the quest? I thought I looked at him to see if he had it, and he didn't. I don't know if I did or not. I don't think I did, nope. I'll go do that actually, because I'll jump off after this. You like your chances to make some money, right? Then I know just how I can repay you for your kindness. Swarms of sun midges have been harassing travelers along the road connecting Horizon to here. It's gotten so bad that the brass blades have started paying folks to keep the roads clear. Are those a type of bomb? It sounds like a type of bomb. If you find it hard to believe that swarms of tiny midges could be so troublesome, then you've never seen a chocobo driven into a frenzy by one. There have already been some terrible accidents. Do your part and slay a few swarms. After that, let Fufu Lupa know. They'll reward you for your trouble, and maybe even offer you more work. The story so far is just go around and... Oh, wow, they're right here. Go around and do things for people. The typical RPG story. Does this count as a rest place? It does. So I can just attune to this and then quit here. Should I quit in an inn, or should I quit right here? Doesn't matter. Are inns, like, better? That's what I figured. Oh, cool. It doesn't do some stupid animation when I try to quit the game. I hated that in 11. I was like, if I want to quit the game, it's because I want to quit the game. Not because I want to, like, cosplay quitting the game. Have my character be like, I am now quitting the game. Anyways, that's going to be it for Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV today. What an amazing start, man. I really appreciate the conversations we had, and I appreciate you guys being real with me. And, you know, telling me when I'm wrong. And telling me how it is, because I want to understand 14. I want to understand the community. I don't want to, you know, be misinformed. So if I'm saying something that's dumb, you tell me. And if I think you're saying something that's dumb, I'm going to tell you. And that's how we're going to keep each other real. And I appreciate that from you guys. I never, ever, ever want this community to be an echo chamber, and you know that. I would absolutely hate it to be an echo chamber. Don't ever let it become an echo chamber. You tell me when I'm dumb. You promise me. But yeah, I really appreciate all of the discussion we had today. And in terms of Final Fantasy XIV, man, I'm kind of shocked. Like, I don't know. It feels... I kind of felt like 14 would be overwhelming. Actually, I definitely felt like 14 would be overwhelming. I was not necessarily dreading the day I played it, but I was nervous for the day I played it, because I was like, it's going to be super overwhelming, and there's going to be people everywhere, and there's going to be people telling me to do things, and like, it's going to be hard to understand what I need to do, and kind of like 11 was, you know? But it really was not the case. It is very easy to get into 14, even as just a solo player, and just do the story objectives, or even just do side quests. It's very approachable. It's very, like, the guy, when I started the game, the guy was like, make sure you talk to a mentor if you need help, but I don't think that's necessary. It seems very easy to understand what's going on with most things. Maybe if you wanted to be more in the community and like be a part of a guild from day one and trade with people and do quests with people and stuff. But in terms of just playing the game, it's very easy to just go do stuff as if it were like any other RPG. And that's not really what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more of a Final Fantasy XI experience where, in order to make it feel like a typical RPG, you got to do a lot of Googling and understanding what things are and what you're supposed to be doing and everything, you know? But no, like, it just feels like a typical RPG. It feels like a typical RPG that happens to be online. And I know it's not always going to feel that way. And I know there's ways to make it feel more of like an MMO with a community and stuff. But in terms of just starting out and playing the game solo, it's easy, you know? So I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the game, and I'm impressed with how fluid it is. The combat is fun and just feels like an action RPG. It seems like I really like I was really happy to hear that you can do anything with any character and you don't have to make multiple characters and everything, but you can just like have your one account and pretty much make whatever you want to make. That makes me really excited for the future. The game looks beautiful and plays beautiful. The music's also really good already. I know we're not anywhere near where the music actually gets really good, but even just the starting areas music is nice. So yeah, man, I'm really loving it. I'm loving it more than I thought I would. And I thought I would enjoy it, but I'm liking it even more than I thought I would. So very excited to get back into it next week. I think we will be doing pretty much double days for the foreseeable future, maybe until Rebirth comes out, but I don't have any events planned. I have a lot of stuff planned for the next couple of weeks. Don't get me wrong, man. Holy cow. I have a huge list of things that I want to get through. I want to do more card streams. We got incentives to do from Hollow Month. Then we got playthroughs that we started before Hollow Month we had to finish. I have more challenge stuff, speed run stuff, all these ideas that are swarming around my head that I really want to do, but I can't do yet. But in terms of events that will get in the way of Fantathon, I don't think there's going to be any for the foreseeable future until like Rebirth comes out. So we should be able to do like double days every week, which is a good thing because I feel like for an MMO, only giving it 4 hours just doesn't feel like enough, you know? Like, it's just one of those games that you really want to play for a good amount of hours in a row. It kind of feels like by the time you got anywhere, you have to log off if you only play for 4 hours. So I very much plan on doing double days as much as I can. So I look forward to it. Thanks to everyone who is here today. And we got to say goodbye to YouTube. So YouTube, thank you so much for watching the beginning of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you're enjoying it. And I would absolutely love to hear your guys' opinions of Final Fantasy XIV, those of you that have never played it. Excuse me, I'm really, really interested to hear, given just the first 8 hours that you saw, you know, what do you think? Is this something that you might actually be interested in trying? Is it giving you the typical MMO feel of like, yeah, that's not for me? Or are you someone like me who really isn't into MMOs, but this actually is kind of vibing with me a bit? What do you think? Or is it just like, yeah, MMO, still not for me. Nothing I saw changed my mind. I'd be really interested to hear. So I look forward to reading what you have to say. And I will see you in the next episodes of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV and Fantathon. We'll see you there. Peace.